Welcome, listener, to this curious hypnosis session. This content is not suitable for everyone, as it contains themes and ideas which may disturb you. Viewer discretion is advised. Very soon, you will relax and go into a trance as you learn to forget your reflection during this short hypnosis session. And reflections are interesting because when you look into a mirror, most people think that you see an accurate reflection of yourself staring back at you, because this is what you have come to expect to see yourself. But every once in a while, when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, or when you get home in the evening and look in the mirror, you find something unexpected, and you see things in the mirror that do not reflect the reality that you thought you knew. For instance, you may wash your face one night, wash it clean, just before you go to sleep, and when you wake the next morning and you look in the mirror, you find a small red bump on a cheek, or on the side of the nose, or on the chin, the forehead, somewhere on your face. The mirror reflects a different version of you than what you have come to expect, and this can be quite a shock for some, especially if you have something important going on that day. When you look in the mirror and you see a new red bump, or a patch of dryness, or a new line or wrinkle, or that your hair is a little more gray or receding, and all of these things all occur naturally over time. They are nothing special, just natural changes that all humans experience as the body moves through time and space, shifting and changing with the weight of gravity and the natural forces of the environment around you. And so, the process to forget your reflection is a natural process, even without hypnosis, as you can see. But I know that is not why you are listening to this recording, because, like almost everyone who listens to my words, you want to find out if you can learn to forget your reflection, and you want to forget your reflection for fun or scares, or for score in a challenge with a friend. You want to win with a friend. And you want to forget your reflection completely, but I suspect that just as the reality that the mirror does not reflect what you expect to see all the time, naturally, I think that you can forget your reflection a little bit at a time, or you can learn to forget your reflection all at once. Depends on who you are and how responsive or not your brain is. And something strange that I've discovered over the years is that the ability to fully forget your reflection instantly is very much tied to the intelligence of the individual. And your ability to learn to forget what you look like now is tied to your IQ, not the IQ number shown on a test, of course, because that is not the true reality of you, but the IQ number that is not shown, but rather is revealed by reality internally. And so, what I have seen is that the higher your IQ is, the more likely you are to forget your reflection instantly. But even low IQ individuals will forget their reflection, just slower. Takes a little longer. And I find that people often forget their reflection in bits and pieces. You lose a detail here and there. You forget what you once looked like, piece by piece. An ear changes its shape just a little, or the eyebrows shift, or one eye is bigger than the other, but you don't really notice because you never looked that closely in the mirror before, so you never really see who you were to begin with, because the awareness of who that person was is gone by the time you blink again. And so, each time you blink again and each time you look again, the person you see reflected in the mirror is someone different, because you have changed naturally. And so, you no longer see yourself but a slightly different version, and this is important because IQ tends to correlate with self-awareness, even though some people do not believe this. And even though IQ does not determine self-awareness, in my experience and from my own experiments, I have found that when you have a high IQ, you tend to be more self-aware, and because you are self-aware, you can very quickly learn to forget your reflection because you have the awareness to realize that it was never your reflection to begin with. That's right. And so, I want you to think about that today or tonight before you go to sleep. And in the morning, when you look in the mirror again, I want you to really notice what you see, and I want you to try as hard as you can to remember what has changed that you didn't even notice before. And I also want you to begin to notice how the reflection that you see is very different from how you thought you looked. And each time you look in a mirror, I want you to notice what has changed more and more. Seeing little details change here and there, little details that you never noticed, bumps or lines and folds, creases and alterations, or I'll tell you a secret. Sometimes, every once in a while, and I want you to keep this to yourself, very high IQ person will really follow through on this. Look in the mirror, so self-aware. They notice more than just the natural changes. They see more than what was forgot. And I found out that sometimes you can even when you are a really high IQ, you can even start to notice what else is in that reflection with you. You can begin to notice the reality that the mirror does not reflect to low IQ people. And this new reality can alarm you, or it may startle you. It is quite shocking for some because the reality that is not reflected to most is a reality that low IQ brains tend to distort or hide or even lock away that reality deep inside. Suppress that reality even. Isn't it odd what your brain will do to protect you, to keep your mind from, and to ensure that you don't see the ugly truth about the mirror's reflection, or see the ugly reality in the mirror. That's right. A person took this test, and I won't name names because they're out there right now. But they did this dare, and their reality starts to slip away. Suddenly they see true reality reflected in the mirror, and they become so terrified that they eventually stop looking for the old reflection, because they only expect to see the changed reflection a way to cope with the hidden darkness, the dark truth the mirror hides. Anyway, whether you learn to forget fast or slow, instantly or in pieces, fragmented, like a mirror shatters on the floor. When you forget, and when you think about this, I want you to and try not to forget too much, but only try to forget just the right amount, because when you forget your reflection enough, then all that remains for you, all that you will see is you will see a warped reflection that you do not recognize and that you forever wish you can forget. But because this is the truth, you cannot. This concludes the recording. If you enjoyed this hypnosis session, please like and subscribe, as it helps motivate me to make more content like this. Goodbye.